All right, my dude, my guys, back at it again. So I just got home, went and got some RSX shift cables right here. So we're gonna go ahead and install them into here, and maybe we'll be able to get into gear today. So gonna have to see how all this hooks up. I'm probably gonna end up marking them. Oh no, these are different than the Element ones. I just remember when I did the Element ones, I messed this all up and had to switch them back and all kinds of stuff. So we should be good on here though. So I guess we are going to start pulling the center console out because I'm gonna have to get to the shift box. I'm gonna try to use the EM1 or EM2, this thing. I'm gonna try to use this shift box in and just use these cables. So let's get to it. All right, so we got the center console out. As you can see, shifter's here. So we're gonna undo these cotter pins and then undo the clip up there and get the shift cables free from here. And then we're gonna have to jack the car up and do everything else in the back. To get the center console out, which is right here, it's got a screw in the back that goes in here. And then it's got two here. And then it just pulls, it just pops out of there. And then you gotta undo your cigarette lighter. So we're gonna undo these now and then start jacking the car up. Alright, so now we gotta undo those bolts right there and those nuts right there, and those are what's holding the shift cables up. They're in like the exhaust tunnel. So gonna go ahead and knock those out real quick and then we'll get back with you. Boom, and just like that, easy peasy. Stock shift cables are out. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw the K-tuned ones in there. But it looks like we're gonna have to add somehow. Maybe the K-tuned ones don't have that gasket on it. So, maybe we'll try to find a way to make this gasket work. So the only way they could find to do it was I made a slice there and I made a slice on the bottom. But it seems like it's sealing up and it's significantly better than just leaving it open. So, I mean, if it doesn't last, we'll come up with something and figure something out. But they're through there. So now we just do the reverse process and shove these back up through there and then do the bottoms and hook everything up. So I think these aren't meant to use the factory little washers that go down in there. I think you just slam a cotter pin down through there and call it a day, because there's not very much room. And it looks like it already has like a washer on it kind of built in. And same thing with that bottom one. You can see if we put a washer on there, there's no way it's gonna fit up through there with a cotter pin. It's gonna cover the cotter pin hole. So I think we're just gonna throw some cotter pins in it and hope for the best. Now you can see I have this clip in, and this one is just like loose right now. You can see how my finger can poke through it. So the trick to getting these down all the way is to use an adjustable hammer. Easy peasy. Alright, since the K-tune cables didn't have these, I'm going to go ahead and be a tryhard and go put these back on. Not sure if you'd actually need them. We just shifted it and it feels fine. I still got to do cotter pins and all that. But I'm going to go ahead and put these on just cause. Why not? We have them, right? Alright, after fighting it for a minute, I can only get like the one in there because it's coming out at like a different angle. Probably because they're, they're not made for this car and they're a little bit long. So I just put the one in there. That one's like, shadow gets in the way. But the bracket goes right there. It's too close, but I'm not going to worry about it. That one, we'll keep it off the exhaust and it'll be good. So we're just going to leave it like that. So now we got all the cotter pins in. Everything's hooked up. And it goes into all the gears. So now basically just throw the center console back in and we're good to go. We are literally a battery away from driving this thing and definitely not doing burnouts. Alright, so now that we have the shift linkages in, or shift cables, whatever you want to call it, the next big thing that I have to do is the exhaust. So The EP3 that we had, that we were using as a parts car, had an exhaust that my friend built for it years and years and years and years ago. It does not fit the EM2. So it needs to be extended in a couple places. I have zero game plan on what I'm gonna do here. I think I'm just gonna throw it up in the front and see what we gotta do. So y'all ready for an adventure? Because this is not gonna be as easy as the rest of it, because I have no idea what I need to do. So all right, so we got this thing up in here. As you can see, it's a bit short there, but I like to keep the hangers where they're at, because the exhaust my buddy built's really nice and it lines up really good. It's really thought out. So this, I think we're gonna end up cutting like right here and then adding to it. And then on the other side, over here, so we're in the hangers up there, but this side, as you can see, a little bit short. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is take a measurement of that, and then I'm gonna cut it probably out of like right here or something, and then add to it whatever distance we need to get to that right there. So I guess it's a game plan. Let's get the cutting. All right, so now we got our little filler piece welded on, and this is the part. I just have 3 bolts in it, so everything kind of still jiggling around. It's not going to line up super perfect, but the important part with this is to make sure that you don't let this cool off at all. That way you just absolutely liquefy your skin and try to make sure everything lines up. It's got a little gap, but it needs to rotate. Both of them need to rotate, so that gap will close up right there and we will be good. So now I just got to pull the front side down, weld it to this part, and then we can move on to the back. Before I weld this next thing, let's all ignore how dirty my welding table is. It doesn't stress me out at all, and I absolutely love how dirty it is, and it's so good. Alright, so we got the front half hung. It's hitting like a little bit on the heat shield right there, so I gotta figure out something about that. The next issue we're having is, there you go. So it's lined up in the hangers up there. I don't know if you can see. These hangers right here are lined up. Now we just gotta get this to meet up with all that stuff. And the way I normally like to do this is the lower control arm is right here. And I like to keep the V-bands away from that. So it's really in a good spot. It's just, we gotta move it. Gotta move it back. Can't nothing ever be easy. Like, part of me just wants to move the hangers because it'd probably be the easier way, but this is, I don't know. This is gonna be the smarter way. Alright, I was just gonna do it the cheating way and extend the hangers, but I don't have any materials to make hangers, so I guess that means it's time for chicken wings. Let's get it. Just in case y'all thought I was playing, I ain't never playing about the chicken wings. Got the Arizona and the chicken wings on deck, sitting in the element. Good old lunch break. Alright, I got the little filler piece tacked in. This side's welded, this side's tacked, and as you can see, it lines up perfect with the V-band. So I'm gonna pull it out. I'll weld this, but I also need to figure out what I'm gonna do here, because as you can see, it's a little bit higher than I'd like, but I'd rather it be high because of this. So I don't know if I'm gonna trim the bumper out, or maybe see if whenever I weld this, if I could like snake it down and then back up or something, you know, just to get it to like, it's barely off, but it's off just enough. So, and it was rubbing on the EP3 up here too, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and lop this off and figure out what I got to do there and weld that side. Got the tip on. She's good. Everything is buttoned up. The V-band's on. I bent that heat shield so it's not rubbing there anymore. So now I guess we just got to try to start it and see what it sounds like. So, looks pretty good. Ain't mad at it. Alright, I just have my jump pack hooked up, so we'll see. Yeah, I think I gotta put a battery in it. BRB. Alright, now we just gotta hope the battery doesn't yeet itself out because I haven't built a battery tray yet. Yep, sounds like a vibrant. It's got an exhaust leak up here, it sounds like. Never mind, it's probably just an intake. Yeah, never mind, it's pretty quiet. That'll work. Also, I think the battery is holding on to the throttle cable there. So. But yeah, sounds good. Definitely sounds like a vibrant. It's got that K-series high idle, but yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that. So I think that's gonna be it for this one. Next, we're gonna do the battery tray and mount that T-bracket thing in the front. So hope y'all like that video. I'll see y'all next time. Later.